I'm now out $2,300, and unfortunately, I still don't have a metal building, but I'm not willing to accept that. I think I need to figure out what I'm gonna do next. Welcome back to Dale Does It All. You're probably wondering what you missed. Well, last time you were here, this was all just a promise. The dirt, the forms, and a whole lot of optimism. Concrete was finished, the building was coming, and everything was on track. And for a moment, it looked like everything was finally coming together. But you won't believe how my metal garage turned into a metal mess. Well, I finished up building all the ramps and stuff up to the actual roll-up doors, and tomorrow's the big day that we get a building installed. The crew showed up on time and got started. Pieces were going up, equipment was moving, and the frame began to take shape. And as the structure got taller, my excitement grew. This was the moment I've been waiting for. Watching the outline of my future garage finally stand on its own. All the projects I do in here, all the content I'd be able to film, I was stoked. And with the frame standing tall, it felt like I was only a few days away from having the finished space I planned for. That is, until I did. And that's where my trouble started. So I get home from work and I open up the car door and I can finally see that the metal's up. And at first glance I thought, that's odd. I can see like some strange reflections or glare in the metal. And then I took a few more steps and I realized it wasn't odd. We now had a problem. So I just got home from work. Like, it looks like they've overdriven the fasteners in a bunch of locations. Like the metal is like dented in and like deformed. Like, I can see where there's like paint missing from the heads of the screws from where they're like over tightened. And I asked the guys to see if they could like fix it, if they could maybe try to loosen some of the screws that are over tightened, but it looks like the metal's permanently deformed now, so you're not going to be able to fix that. Where they've loosened the screws to try to allow the metal to spring back, now the gaskets aren't touching. I'm not going to have this in my backyard looking like this. At this point, I was searching for answers. I took detailed photos, I emailed the reps, and even called the manufacturer. The next morning, after calling again, I finally managed to speak with someone over the phone. The rep admitted the pictures didn't look good, but she said that taller buildings at times can be wavy. I clarified that this wasn't a wave I was seeing. It appeared the screws were over tightened, the paint on the fasteners were now stripped, and the metal on the walls was now deformed. I told him I wasn't accepting the building in this condition and that I'd like it to be fixed. Receptive and helpful at first, she said she wished her dealers would have their customers upgrade to a higher gauge metal to prevent this, and that she'd speak to her managers to see what they could do. After maybe 30 minutes, she came back with an offer. $12,000. That's the cost to upgrade the metal now, and well above the cost to simply replace the metal. Originally, I had offered to pay an upgrade fee as a way to compromise. I wanted to prevent the poor installation from happening again, but $12,000 to upgrade the metal now was clearly an attempt to overcharge me for their mistakes. An upgrade, I was later told, was only an additional $2,000 had it been selected during the design process. They gave me 3 choices. Option 1, pay $12,000 for the metal upgrade. Option 2, accept the building as is, dents and all, for a small discount. Or option 3, they start taking down my building and they'll refund me everything except the $2,300 dealer fee. Anchors busted from my new foundation, and poles and metal beams dropped on my concrete. And by the time the last piece of metal was hauled away, the whole thing felt like a loss, and a project that had fallen apart right at the very end. So I posted my story online, not to complain, but just to be honest about what happened. I figured a few friends might see it, maybe a couple comments, but by morning, nearly 100,000 people had seen it. 500 comments and dozens of messages. All of them with overwhelming response saying that it was unacceptable, that I'd done the right thing, that no one should receive a building in this condition. It was validated. And then I see a text message. And for the first time in this entire mess, I felt like this project wasn't ending. But maybe it had just begun. And just maybe, this story will have a happy ending.